this Denver, Colorado. So in Denver, Colorado, they passed a new program that's set to give 140 homeless people plus 12K a year at $1,000 a month
Right.
for being homeless.
Okay, so they're giving them $1,000
$1,000 a
a
month
month
for a year.
for a year.
Yeah, you have to be homeless, obviously.
And so they're staying in the streets. What's going on?
No,
What
no,
kind
they so in other words, they have to be in a shelter in order to receive it. So,
Okay.
what do you think about that? Like, just now as it's stated in there, it said women, transgenders, and non-conforming something. I don't know what that means, but whatever
Okay.
the case may be. So I think it was a little bit, direct as to who could apply for it. But I'm not trying to read in between the lines, but that's just what was said. But nonetheless, the program is there. What do you feel about that?
So there's a little stipulation with the program, but nonetheless, it's a good idea. You know what I'm saying? It's a great idea. I don't want to take away from the fact that they actually are reaching out and trying to give back to the homeless. You know what I'm saying? Because that's necessary. And you know how I feel about homeless. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
don't play with that.
I really don't like. I don't like seeing anybody that you know what I mean without a home. I don't know why this country period has anybody homeless. But anyway, that's another episode, another topic. But more than anything, I feel like it's a great idea. But still, the stipulation as far as like it's just only could be women. It only could be transgenders or whatever it is.
something non-conforming, something that has to do with non-conforming individuals, which I need to look up
What that is, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but yeah, that's what it's
Right.
who it's tailored towards.
Right. Overall, great idea. But what you know what I'm saying, you're just giving them the $1,000. It's almost like an unemployment, right? That's what it
That's
just
basically what it is.
so if that's the case, then give it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Why have a stipulation for only women or transgenders? You know what I'm saying? Just why not give it to like, you know what I mean, some guys that actually probably could use that and make something out of it. You know what I mean? What other
Right.
program is being affiliated or associated with this whole program? You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I want to know exactly if y'all providing any, you know what I mean, school or any scholarships,
okay.
anything as far as whereas they can actually pick themselves off their feet and maybe work somewhere. You know what I mean? That would make more sense if that's the case. I'm not gonna take away, and I definitely appreciate the fact that they're actually giving some type of bread. That's cool, but can we take it a little step further? That's all.
Yeah, like see, it was relatively vague. All the details haven't been really put out there when I was reading it, but I just thought that it was quite interesting. So I see a lot of people about to make that trip over to Denver and
To
be like,
Denver,
yo,
right?
I ain't got no place to live.
Well, people were making trips to Denver for one thing. Remember Denver was actually one of the
yeah.
first states to legalize.
Realizes
You know what I'm saying?
and
So
smoking that, I mean, that good stuff.
green, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I would think that with a program like this, like you wouldn't just. I mean, I'm not against it. I don't really care. I mean, it's y'all money. I do whatever y'all want to do with it. But I would figure that maybe if you're gonna give people that are a little bit less fortunate money, that you will want them to manage it correctly, so that way they're not back in the same situation. Because I know some people, yo, if you, first of all, not that I'm unappreciative or that anybody should be unappreciative. Like, you should always show gratitude, but $1,000 really ain't shit. Especially if you're talking about in a 30 to 31 day time span. It's really not much.
Yeah, not at all.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how much they expecting them to do off of that. I mean,
Well, okay, all right. So if you live in a shelter, right? You don't give. Do you have to pay for the shelter? You don't
No.
have to pay.
No.
So they got $1,000, right?
Uh-huh.
They could get some food. Maybe even if they spent like maybe $10 a day, $10 a day on food, right? They still at the very minimum they'll still have like what, maybe $700 left. You know what I'm saying? So if it's $10 a day, 30 days out of the week, 10 times 3, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, it's just, you know what I mean? It would just be like 300 or whatever, $10 a day. But we look at it with the rest of the money, you know, you could probably, it's like what other program can be attached to it
Yeah.
in order to help them out. is there should be some type of stipulation too. If you do get this money, you know what I'm saying, you have to go to school, you have to, there's maybe some type of like program so you could do some learning thing, whereas that person can actually go from being homeless to working to being a farm tech.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or working for like Walgreens or Walmart, or having a secure job. You know what I'm saying?
They could
Something like
stand on their feet.
they could stand on their feet, get a home for a certain amount of money, and then because you know what I'm saying, it's just there's so much that this country can do, U.S. can do, but
Particularly, you know, that jurisdiction, I feel as though they could probably implement more like a money management class, you know what I'm saying, or some type of investment program as a requirement. Like, yo, you required to attend this class so that way you could manage this effectively and, you know, make it work. Because a lot of times, you know, they quick to throw the money out because they're giving the money from a higher echelon, and it's kind of like, yo, you guys have to you know, utilize this, allocate these funds appropriately.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say anything about, like, you know, if there needs to be a specific program in place to make sure that the people that you're giving this money to are doing what they need to do, so that way they won't need it again.
Because you know what's gonna happen once they get this money, you know they're gonna be
they're going,
shit.
I'm going to the liquor store. Fuck
They're going to
that.
the liquor store, they're going to do certain things or whatever, and just be like, oh fuck.
Not everyone. But I mean, like, once again, like I said, I don't know, Els, I don't know how you feel about this, but $1,000 a month, like, anything that's income is great. But like, for somebody who's homeless and, you know, they don't really have that kind of money that's coming in, what do you see? Do you think that that's something that would be beneficial or that would be detrimental?
Music, life, love, love.